Apollo 13. Go ahead, guys.
This is Apollo 13, the NASA's Near Disaster by Isaiah McNabb, Donovan PrescottJROTC, and David Hozier, which is me. Okay. The men on board of Apollo 13 are these three fine gentlemen: James Swigert, Fred Hayes, I believe it's Hayes, right, sir?
Haas.
Haas, and James A. Lovell. They were aboard this near disaster of a spacecraft, and there was a lot of bad things that happened on our way there. It was going to be a really tight squeeze, but they're lucky to be alive, actually, because they could have ran out of oxygen and choked themselves in space. Yeah, they could have died very painfully. Go ahead.
NASA's near disaster, and the Apollo 13 spacecraft provided from a moon-bound landing unit to a crippled space vehicle, while the space flight stands today as a demonstration of NASA's innovation lies on the fly Apollo 13. It visually illustrated the dangers of people working in space industry.
Okay, just 1 second on this slide. So what this basically means is that going into space is actually very slightly dangerous depending on your working conditions. If you have a crew that's not well aware of what they're doing, like if they were just sending a man to a different planet, and this man had to survive for 17 years on his own, and he didn't know what he was doing or anything, but he said he did, like he had practice with this and that. He could potentially die on his way there, but it's up to him, like how he learns or how he actually does things. Okay? Your turn.
Apollo 13 was the 7th manned mission in the Apollo space program, and
How many were there?
17.
Overall 7.
And it was only the 3rd one intended to land on the moon. It was launched April 11th, 1970 at 1:13 Central Standard Time from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And the lunar landing was aborted after an oxygen tank exploded 2 days later, crippling the service module upon which the command module had depended.
Now, if you look at this diagram, oxygen tank 1 is right here, and oxygen tank 2 is here. What happened first was this one explodes, causing this one to explode, which caused them to slowly deplete of oxygen and have them to cause to have to turn around, basically, but it took them a while. Our mission objective. It was planned as a precision lunar landing on the moon, but it's kind of really difficult normally, or not normally. It was easy for them, but with the oxygen tank 1 was from another flight that happened. They were basically going to go to the moon to check out like the landscape, go to the dark side of the moon, because it's like, oh, what's over there? And then they further developed the capability to work in the lunar environment, so they were going to see like what they could do with like the vehicles that they could have brought with them onto the moon.
What did our mission built on, come from, and led to? Well, the mission Apollo 13 was built on the problem from the mission. It came from the mission Apollo 12. It led to a very dangerous end, where almost everyone died, thanks to a glitch that was ignored because they needed to rush the mission.
Well, back on Earth, before they sent it off, there was a slight glitch in the systems that the scientists had saw, but he said it was just a minor glitch, so they ignored it and just sent it off into space anyway, which possibly caused what happened.
Apollo 13 mission was launched 2:13 Eastern Standard Time, April 11th, 1970. Launch complex. The vehicle crew consisted of James A. Lovell, Junior Commander, John L. Swigert, Jr., Command Module Pilot, Fred is Haas, the Junior Lunar Module Pilot.
Now, where is this unit?
That's the map of where it was at.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. The hardest part of our mission. This is where I've been talking about the oxygen tank number 2 exploding, causing, or number 1 to also fail. I think those are switched. Oops. The men aboard had come to the conclusion that the normal supply of electricity, light, and water was at a stake because without the oxygen they had to produce it somehow. And they were pretty far from Earth. It was kind of like deadly. So
And it's scary too.
yeah, 'cause if I was still up there, man, I wouldn't be here today. Thank goodness we knew what we were doing.
Was our mission a success? Well, if they survived, then I could say yes. But sadly, our mission was a success fail because they survived, although the mission itself failed altogether. They never got to the objective. They had to have an emergency turnaround. So they had to turn back to Earth before they would have been dead in space.
Dead slowly, painfully. Yeah.
This is just an overall flight map of how they flew through everything.
So we didn't put the normal route that was supposed to happen. This one's Apollo 11. This one got to there, and then you explain this. You put this here.
I don't know.
Okay.
I failed. Let's just say I failed.
Mission duration. Go ahead.
Okay, the total mission duration was 5 days, 22 hours, 54 minutes, and 41 seconds. And at 5.5 minutes after liftoff, the crew felt a little vibration, and at 55 hours, 46 minutes, and the crew had just finished a 49-minute broadcast on TV showing how they comfortably lived and worked in weightlessness. Level said that this is the crew of Apollo 13 wishing everybody there a nice evening, and we're just about ready to close our inspection of Aquarius and get back to a pleasant evening and Odyssey. Good
Now,
night.
fun fact about this, he thought that every other American was thinking that he was like a dumb, lazy, having fun in space kind of guy when he said that. So he felt kind of awkward, but like 2 minutes exactly after this, like commercial broadcast or TV broadcasting, it exploded like 2 and 3 minutes afterwards. So yeah. Packard Atom Commons is what we know today. We wouldn't have had an O2 leak in the first place, but it's a redundant system, so we would have many backups and a way to shut off the O2 line. Like nowadays we have the valve, like Colonel said, to open things and close things easily, right?
Okay.
And then they probably would have made it to the moon and landed there if they didn't have the O2 tank that they had from a previous mission, and if they actually checked it before just building the rocket to send them there. So, yeah. Woo!
Video time.
So it's just showing you pictures of what they did. I believe there's a video of the launch. Yeah. That's them getting ready for space. Here it is. Yeah. Okay, you can go on. It just shows them getting out of the step now. And then a bunch of credits. Alright, how did they get back? Well, they got a lifeboat from a ship that was nearby. And they even rigged an adapter so they can command an air scrubber, which basically takes carbon dioxide and goes into oxygen and cleans it a little bit better and breaks it down. The mission ended safely when the crew splashed down April 17, 1970, but its can-do spirit lives on at NASA because they sent people back into space afterwards anyway, so yeah.
How did the crew react to the danger? Ground controllers in Houston faced a formidable task completely. New procedures had to be written and tested in the simulator before being passed up to the crew. The navigation problem had to be solved instantly. How, when, and in what attitude to burn the LM decent engine to provide a quick return home.
Technology advancements that came out of Apollo 13. MRI machines, motor shoe designs, water purification, and fly-by-wire are just some of the things that came out of Apollo 13. And then it also includes like CAT scans, vacuum seal packages.
The backup crew for this was these people. I didn't put this slide here, so I don't remember this one. Sorry. John W. Young, was the commander, and then Charles M. Duke Jr., lunar module pilot. John L. Swigert Jr. was the commanding module pilot as well. They were backup crew in case of emergency, only when needed for Apollo. And those are the three men right there. The cost
was $375 million back in 1969, but in today's money, that's $72,360 million, which that was at a 4.02% inflation rate of money increase from 1969.
And here are the blueprints. So, did you pick this?
Yeah.
What? This is not a module.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This was a really long one.
Yeah, it was a long.
It was like a 6-minute one?
Holy.
Yeah.
Wait, just get to the part where it takes
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Skip
just-
right there.
Keep skipping, Shane, keep going through. It's a while.
Right here.
Yeah, right there.
No, skip 30 seconds.
Right there,
we
right
go.
there. Go ahead.
Keep her going.
Okay, that's good.
Did you watch this growing up, Colonel?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, were you there during this time actually or no?
Well,
I
yeah.
wasn't there, but I was watching on TV.
Now see, before, like at 10, 20 seconds, they witnessed malfunction with minor glitch. Oh. Well, no, I'm saying like at the back of the scientists. There. And yeah. Actually, we don't need to
Yeah.
watch it all. We're just showing that
It just shows the leaving the atmosphere after those.
And then it does the animation. It's not one
Okay.
bit.
Keep going. There you go.
Questions, alright. What is Apollo 13? Can anybody answer that?
Phil?
I feel.
It was, it was a project to go on to the moon, but it failed.
Pretty much. It was the 7th manned mission in the American Apollo space programs. Who are the people aboard of Apollo 13? We have either A, Dr. Seuss, the Lorax, and the Cat in the Hat. We have B, Jack Sparrow, Fred Flintstone, and James Patterson. Jack Swigert, Fred Hayes, and J. May Lovell. or John F. Kennedy, George Washington, and Mr. Potato Head?
It's obviously A.
No,
I was
it's
gonna
D.
say
It's
D, but you know,
It's D.
okay.
Alright, it's actually C, but I think.
We'll say the names then.
Alright, so
I object.
What was Apollo 13's near disaster?
was it A, the tank exploded and killed them all? B, oxygen tank number 1 blew up and causing number 2 tank to also fail? C, asteroid in space hit the ship? Or D, people on board fell asleep and crashed into the moon? John?
D.
D, you're correct.
Yes. Alright.
Where's it from?
from?
We have A, Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center, Launch Complex 25A at Lee Air Force Base, Launch Complex 48A at Prescott Airport, or Launch Complex 11A at Chicago Airport.
A.
Correct.
And what did the mission accomplish?
Nothing.
Apollo 13 is the 10th mission to land. Wait a minute. Stop. You put the wrong question for those answers.
No. It's
Yeah, I know, but you put the wrong kind of question. What did the mission accomplish? Apollo 13 was the 10th mission to land on the moon. Apollo 13 was the 7th mission to be landed on the moon.
Wait a minute, that's not. I didn't put those ones down.
Just keep going through.
And Apollo 13 was to be the 3rd mission to land on the moon, or D, Apollo 13 was to be the 1st mission to land on the moon.
C.
Correct.
Okay.
Alright, do we have anything else? I don't believe so.
No.
Alright.
No, we're good.
Okay, so for the Hometown Hero speech, I didn't print it and I don't have it written